Hey, my name's James Kelly, and I'm the inventor of HexaCube dice. Thought I'd make a little video, show you what they are, kind of show you how they work. HexaCube dice are just 7 18-sided dice that replace traditional polyhedral dice. Polyhedral dice are great, but some of the dice are better than others. D4s don't roll very well. You roll them and they just kind of bounce around, flap on the table. Kind of feel like you're not getting like a real random number, even though you probably are. D20s roll a little bit too much, but the main problem with D20s is the way that they're manufactured. They're just off a little bit. Anytime you're using a traditional polyhedral D20, it's going to be a little bit off. HexaCubes do a lot to address both of those problems. They take a little bit of time to get used to, but only like a few minutes, and I'm going to show you how to use them right now. So the first question that most people have about HexaCube dice is how do you tell them apart? Since they're all kind of the same shape, it's really not difficult at all. Everything under a die 10 is called a tall. Talls look like this. You can see that the number is vertical in the hex. So that is your 4, your 6, and your 8. All your dice that are smaller than 10 are called talls. If you look at this D12 here, you'll see that the D12, the number is horizontal in the hex, side to side. And that's true for everything that is higher than 8. So your die 10, your die 12, your die 20, which is a little bit different. We'll get to that. And your percentile dice, like this one right here, printed long ways. That's wide. So small is tall, big is wide. And then the other thing you need to know is that 6s and 10s are what's called square. So this is a die 10 right here, and it's square. You can see the number on there. All the other die are called diamonds. Let's take this die 4 here. This one 4 is a diamond. Diamonds are also divisible by 4, so you can remembering that 6s and 10s are square, or everything divisible by 4 is a diamond. Either way. So that makes all the dice different. Your 6 is a tall square, your 12 is a wide diamond. All the dice have their highest number marked with a little pip next to it. So your die 4 will have a little dot next to your die 4. While you're getting used to them, you'll probably use that a little bit. And that's how you tell them apart, especially at first. There are lots of ways to tell them apart, but for really even one night, you're going to realize that all of the dice have a unique look that you will learn to be able to pick out at a glance. Let's talk about die 20s. So polyhedral die 20s, the traditional ones, are the ones that are least fair. Any slight warping in the shape or with one face or one edge will throw off the dice, and they're good enough for gaming, but the dice that you use is going to be slightly biased. So with my dice, what I decided to do is make a system similar to a percentile dice. So you got this binary die here. It's ones and blanks. They come up evenly. So if you roll a blank in 1 through 9, that's just 1 through 9. If you roll a 1 and 0 through 9, that's going to be your 10 through 19. A blank and a 0 is a 20, much like all zeros, 100 in a percentile dice. And that's it. That's your 7 dice. How the numbers work, I'm not going to cover in this video. If you go to rollhexacubes.com, it explains to you how all this works, how I can make a fair die 8 out of 18-sided dice. But for now, that's pretty much it. That is what HexaCubes are and how you use them.